In this episode of Velocity Labs, we're doing a little bit of wastegate troubleshooting to see if we can get some more boost. Hey everybody, I'm having problems boosting over about 21 PSI or so, and I think I have the problem narrowed down to my wastegate actuator. So we're gonna swap them out, test them both, and see if we can't boost a little bit higher. So let's go ahead and hop in the car, do a couple third gear pulls so we can get a baseline. Okay, so we're out for a quick drive, and I'm on a private closed course. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick third gear pull and just see where our PSI is at. That's fine. All right, so let's go ahead and pull over real quick. We'll see what PSI we got. All right, so max PSI was 21.4, and that's about right. That's what I've been hitting on this stock wastegate actuator. All right, so we got our baseline reading of about 21 PSI. We're gonna test out this new wastegate actuator that I picked up, and we're also gonna test the one that's on the car as well and see if there's any difference between the two. Before we do that though, we're gonna do a quick boost leak test, make sure that we don't have any boost leaks. Now, I just did a boost leak test recently, but we need to take the intake off to get at the wastegate actuator anyway. So we might as well double check and make sure we're still holding boost properly. All right, so we got the intake off, and if I just go ahead and fly the camera down here, you can see the turbo, which is right there. And we're just gonna go ahead and throw the boost leak tester right over that and fill it full of air and see if we have any leaks. Just clamp the tester down over your turbo inlet, grab your shop air and start filling it up. Listen for any leaks and fix any that come up. When you stop the air, the pressure should drop fairly slowly. I've heard a good rule of thumb is that it should take no less than 30 seconds to bleed down to zero. My boost held for over a minute, so we should be good to go. Boost leak test turned out fine, but I kind of assumed it was going to be fine because I just tested it like a couple months ago. But if you're running a forced induction car, you really can't test that too much because boost leaks can cause all sorts of problems. So let's go ahead and pop that wastegate off of there, and then we'll test that as well. All we need to do now is just run a little compressed air through it and see how much it will take before it opens. These OEM Mitsubishi actuators are typically good to 10 to 12 PSI, so I'm setting my air compressor at 10 PSI and we'll start the test there. At 10 PSI, we're getting a little bit of movement from the diaphragm on both actuators, but not enough to extend the arm. So let's go ahead and try 15 PSI. 15 PSI, as expected, opens them right up. My manual boost controller is able to stave off enough boost to hold these to about 21 PSI, but any more pressure than that and they still open up. Okay, so both these actuators are holding about the same PSI, but a bunch of people online told me that it's probably exhaust pressure that's causing these to open and not boost. So let's go ahead and throw these on a scale and see how much pressure it takes to open them up. When I pull down on these with my scale, the first one opens up at about 35 pounds of pressure. The second one is opening up at about 32 pounds. Okay, so that's how you test your wastegate actuator. You can use compressed air like we did, or if you have a scale lying around, you can see how much pressure it takes to open that way. But I got the new one on the car now, so let's go ahead and take it for a spin and see if we can get up past 21 PSI. All right, so we got the new wastegate actuator on here, so we're gonna go ahead and do another test pull and see if it does any better. Although I'm kind of doubting it, considering it tested a little bit weaker than the other one. But let's go ahead and test it out for science and see what happens. All right, let's see if that new wastegate actuator actually did anything for us. So let's go ahead and see what we got. Well, I guess we're a failure today, which is okay because you don't always have success when you're working on cars. So I guess we'll just end the episode there, and we'll see you guys next time. Wait, hold up. We can't be ending episodes on a failure. We just started this channel. Willie, hey. I'm good, thanks. You? No, I saw my doctor about that. He cleared it right up. You better believe it. Yeah, she sure was sassy. Say, I'm looking for a strong wastegate actuator. Do you happen to have one lying around? You do? For an HX35? Yeah, that should be strong enough, but I don't know if it'll fit. Oh, you can? Okay, great. Well, I'm on my way over there. All right, see you in a bit. So I hopped over to my friend Willie's house and he made quick work of chopping up my stock actuator and welding it together with a spare HX35 actuator that he had lying around. The process for this Frankenstein project was taking off the lowered angled piece of the Mitsubishi actuator and welding it in place of the Holset actuator. From there, Willie chopped the top mounting bracket off the Mitsu actuator and bolted it to the Holset. And voila, Holset strength actuator that bolts right up to the TD05 housing. Brilliant. All right, so here's the finished product. Let's go ahead and do a quick test and see how much pressure it holds. First up is 15 PSI and it doesn't even budge the actuator. Nothing. Next up is 20 PSI, and we're getting a little bit of movement, but not enough to open it up all the way. 25 PSI opens it up almost all the way, and 30 PSI opens the actuator completely. Yeah, now it's opening all the way up. It definitely wasn't opening up all the way at 25. On the scale, it takes over 45 pounds of pressure pulling on it to start to open it up. Wow, almost 30 pounds of boost before this thing opens up, and almost 50 pounds of pressure just to pull it open. All right, so we got our Frankenstein Wastegate Actuator on here. Let's go ahead and do a quick third gear pull and see what we get. Here we go. Oh, that feels fast. That's definitely faster. Nice. Oh, that's fun. All right, let's see what we got. Nice, 26. Now we're talking. That's awesome. All right, so we're already up to 26 PSI on this new Wastegate Actuator. I'm gonna go ahead and keep tweaking on it, and we're just gonna go ahead and call that a success. All right, so that's how you test your Wastegate Actuator. If you guys have any questions, post them in the comments and we'll get to those, and we'll see you next time. I'm gonna go ahead and go enjoy my newfound boost and drive responsibly. Hey everybody, I'm having boosting problems. Who doesn't? So I guess we're just a failure. I farted.